Hey y'all, this is John Glover with JG Graydon here. Today we're out in Oxford at Big Zion AME Church, and I have with me Miss Leticia Ricks right here. Miss Leticia, when you first contacted us, what was it that you were looking to get done, and how did you find us?
Well, John, when I first contacted you guys, Big Zion AME Church was definitely a church that was in need of grace. That's one of the things that we continue to talk about in our church about how Big Zion needs grace. Our membership had completely depleted, just about. Our members are a little bit older, and things have become a little bit financially stressed. So things within the church had kind of went down. Our driveway needed help. Our
Yeah,
church needs help.
I think I
Our
remember.
landscaping need
I
help.
think I remember when we first came in. When I met you, it was so grown up you couldn't even really drive down the driveway.
Absolutely. Our driveway was cut in half due to overgrown
Yeah.
shrubbery, trees, vines, everything. We couldn't even see the driveway. So Big Zion decided to let's get together, let's do fundraisers, let's do whatever we can do because we know we need to build back the church. But before we can build back the church, we need to make sure people could get into the church. So I contacted John and basically asked for an estimate. I wanted him to see what we could do just starting off, what things would look like in regards to pricing for Big Zion.
And I think I kind of got you a little all kind of confused that day when we were out here, throwing out so many different things that we could do. And I remember you saying, well, John, we want to do all that. We just don't have the money to do all that right now.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Me not being in landscaping and John's expertise, knowing exactly what needed to be done, initially even coming up, I didn't even realize that we needed to shave trees back and everything just so you could get down here with your equipment for the driveway. So John was able to kind of pull me back and say, this is kind of what you'll need to do first. This is kind of what you'll need to do second. And he was very, very informative. I could definitely tell that John's definitely very experienced in doing what he's doing. And he was able to kind of help me understand. Like at first he said, I was a little bit confused, like, hold on now, slow down now. But then he took me back step by step.
So after we first came out, I think we came out on a Tuesday, and I think it was either the next Wednesday or the Thursday. I think I had sent you a text message and said, hey, can you meet me out at the church? I want to discuss these few little things. Maybe you can kind of tell them what happened after that.
Yeah. And John saying next Wednesday he's being modest. It was actually the same Thursday. 2 days later, I get a text from John saying, hey, can you meet me out at the church? Because I know we had our first conversation at Tuesday. So initially I'm thinking he want me to meet him at the church to get more questions on what needs to be done there. But as I'm pulling up to the church, I can actually see Big Zion from the road. Because initially we could not. That's how much shrubbery and vines and trees had overgrown the driveway. So as I'm pulling up and I see John still at the bottom part of the driveway at the church, I literally almost burst into tears because I could see Big Zion. And John basically got out of the car, and he'll even tell you, I was like almost in tears, chills, because he, out of the goodness and grace of his own heart, he was doing a job up the road.
Yes, ma'am. Right.
And he said, using the same equipment, he said, so something told me that I'm going to come and just do this for Big Zion. And no cost, no quotes had ever been given yet.
Yeah, we kind of, it was one of them things. I think we connected when we met out here at the church, and we kind of swapped stories. I mean, all of us have a story in life, and I think me and you kind of swapped stories, and that's something near and dear to me, is helping community, helping, our neighbors out and everything. And I went home that night and I prayed about it, and I went to go load my machine up the next day, and I was like, I'm just going to go over here to church. I'm not going to tell anybody about it. I was like, I want to see her face when she pulls up. And you did about burst into tears. I think we kind of hugged each other and, talked for a minute. But so I know it definitely has helped the church out, getting access back. What has this done to change y'all's next steps and how y'all can approach what you need to get done with the church?
Well, one thing that it has done is already lit a fire up under the membership here at Big Zion. We don't have big membership, but for the few members that we do have, everyone has a big heart.
Yes, ma'am.
So for them to see what John has already done before even pricing us, because he wanted to just help Big Zion from himself, it has put a fire under the rest of us. We have gotten together to come out, and we plan to, in 2 weeks, paint our steps and our rails.
Awesome.
We're going to redo our sign. And these were all volunteers from members of the church and their family to get this done. John is kind of motivated internally within Big Zion, and just within these couple weeks that he's done just the shaving of the trees, we've had cars driving by slowing down because they can see what's going on with Big Zion. And that's kind of what we want. We want more people to come to our church. So I can't tell you how appreciative Big Zion is for John, and how excited we are to continue to work with him to redo our landscaping for our entire grounds here at Big Zion.
Yeah, I think we're actually supposed to, here in the next week or so, we're going to start, and we're going to actually redo y'all's driveway coming into your church and your parking area and everything. So that should be pretty exciting to see how that turns out.
Oh, absolutely. And I hope he calls me back so you guys can also see the complete finished look.
One last question for you. Would you recommend us to your friends or family on doing any work that they need done outside?
Oh, absolutely. If you're looking for honest pricing, an honest person to work with, please contact John immediately for any of your landscaping needs. I know we're about to get into a little colder season, but I know John can probably tell you some things that he can do now for you. But definitely, we would recommend you to everybody.